Hello, hot messes! I'm as excited as I possibly could be to be reading a deeply depressing book with you. So today we're going to talk about the first 3 chapters of How to Disappear Completely by Kelsey Osgood. Okay, so far I really love this book, again, as much as you can possibly love a book that's like dragging your heart through a pile of garbage and then setting it on fire. From the prologue, the very beginning, we're already going through a deeply distressing experience, but I'm really glad that this author is able to be so open about her experiences, even the parts that are kind of embarrassing to talk about, and I really feel like this is going to benefit me reading it. I love her writing, her style, it flows so nicely, it's really interesting to read. There are some things about this book that I'm not in love with so far, but it's a little too early to tell. One thing I'll point out is that I worry that her language while talking about the internet is a little bit kids these days, like kind of assuming that people who feel the need to share themselves on the internet or with strangers are somehow self-obsessed. I don't think that she's saying it exactly like that, but I think it's a bit of a generation gap that doesn't quite understand what we're getting at, and I just don't appreciate anything that makes it seem like millennials are somehow a different species from other humans because we write things online. The other issue I have is that this book is priding itself on being the opposite of one of the books that created this obsession in the author, and I worry that it might be doing exactly the same thing that it's preaching against. For instance, the author goes on about the titles of these anorexia memoirs and how they're sort of the book equivalent of clickbait, you know, just something that's kind of like shocking and aggressive. But How to Disappear Completely on Modern Anorexia? I feel like that's maybe doing the same thing. Of course, I know that a lot more goes into the title of a book than just what the author feels like calling it, and I know that you still have to sell books, but it seems maybe a hair hypocritical, but I don't know. But of course, I will probably change my mind on some of that while I get into the book, and I'm really loving this book a lot more than I'm not loving it. So yes, I can't wait to read the rest of this, and next week we're going to talk about chapters 4, 5, and 6. So I'm looking forward to getting into it with you guys, and I'll see you on Monday. And as always, don't forget to leave me comments or emails or tweets or anything if you're reading along with me, and tell me your experiences with it. Tell me what you're liking and what you're not liking. And some of those responses will go into a video at the end of the series. Some of them I'll respond to throughout the reading, and I love talking to you guys about this outside of videos, so hit me up.